Hey guys, my name is Kat and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'll be showing you my renovation of Waterside Warble in the city of San Myshuno in The Sims. So if you want to see how I did it, keep watching the rest of the video. So my goal with this build was to make a communal living space in San Myshuno, and since communal living spaces are common in places like New York, LA, and Boston, I thought it'd make a good fit here. So you can see me here adding walls and taking down some of the exterior decorations because personally I didn't think a karaoke bar fit the area that well, especially since there's another karaoke bar in another area of San Myshuno. So I thought it'd be more realistic to make this a communal living space. I also added a few more floors to the original build, so I'm not sure if this exactly qualifies as a renovation, but I added a few more floors to make it seem more realistic because in reality I don't think a communal living space would only have one floor. So I added another 2 floors, so a second and a third floor where residents actually sleep, so they're bedrooms essentially, and the ground floor is the communal area where they can do things like cooking and playing games, which are all located on the ground floor. My original idea was to do this build with only base game and city living items, so using only base game and the expansion pack of city living. But I really wanted to use the windows from the Moschino stuff pack because I thought they fit really well in this type of industrial / loft type of build. So you can see me adding them here, and I also wasn't sure what type of door I wanted to go with, so you see me place down 3, and I think all 3 of them are actually from university. And I think I ended up switching them maybe 2 or maybe even 3 times because I wasn't just sure what type of door fit well with this type of build. You can tell I'm a really indecisive person because of the way I keep fixing things in this video. So when I do the bedrooms, you see me go back into each bedroom maybe at least 3 times to maybe add or fix something or change it entirely. And you can see me do that with the door, and I think I even changed the floor plans at one point because I decided midway through that I didn't like them. So here you can see me adding little things like the lights and the mailboxes and the doors, and in hindsight it probably would have been 10 times faster if I just copy pasted the rooms into each floor, but while doing this I completely forgot that feature existed, so I did them one by one, and that was a little time consuming, but it's fine. I'm just not the brightest. So the next thing that's coming up is the kitchen, where here you can see me playing around with different counters and different cupboards. And honestly, I wish The Sims had better counter and better cupboard selections, and all the swatches are so ugly. I don't think I can name a single counter / cupboard set that I thoroughly like. And you can see me put down the raw counters, but I took them out right after when I tried putting the matching cabinet set because the cabinet set looks so ugly, so instead I just opted for another base game counter instead. Another challenge you could say I guess I faced during the kitchen / dining area plan was trying to fit the right amount of tables and chairs in this space. It feels very cramped because, well, it is, and the room is very narrow. So I did try to do a mix of longer tables and shorter tables where it comprises of side seating, so you don't have the full dining table area, if that makes sense. So instead they're all just pushed up against walls, which I think is still a little cramped, but I think I go back later and fix it because I ended up swapping out some of the tables and chairs. So here you can see me working on the bathroom, and I'm pretty happy with how the bathroom turned out the first go because the stalls I think fit in pretty nicely, but I wasn't so sure about the showers because they seemed so close together, and I felt realistically if this were a real build I don't think there'd be a lot of privacy. And I think something that's lacking in the bathroom though for sure is like the usage of mirrors, because since there's so many windows around the room, I couldn't have a wall hanging mirror. It just wouldn't make sense. So if I could go back, I would probably try to find a way to incorporate mirrors, but at the time I couldn't find a way to do so. So here is the game room. I actually switch where the game room is. You can see me later, and you can definitely tell, again, like how I said, I'm indecisive because I end up switching the room where the game room is in. I actually end up putting it later in the bottom floor, the ground floor. I move it there instead, and I convert the space that you're seeing now into a bathroom. So I just copy paste the lower level bathroom area to the third floor bathroom area. So this is the third floor right now, and you can see me adding things like the foosball table and the ping pong table, and I think the items from Discover University and Get Together actually worked really well in this build, more than I expected, to be honest. So up next, you'll see me start to do the bedrooms after I finish these exterior decorations, like placing the rest of the windows and putting some pipes for decoration. So after this, I do start the bedrooms, and I finish with 8 bedrooms. However, in the original plan, I made 12. But as you see later, I fixed the bottom ground floor and I take out all of the bedrooms from there to make it a whole communal space, so I merged the bedrooms with the second and third floor instead. My favorite part of this entire build was actually making the bedrooms, and I think the best part about it was that I got to make personalities for each of them. So I make like a college student, an artist, even a DJ. I think the DJ one was really funny, and I made a teacher and a political activist, and you'll see the rest of them later on. So the first one I'm starting with is the artist, and you can see that here. I really like the way it turned out because of all the decorations. However, something I was trying to look for the entire time was like the box or like the side table stand for artists in the base game that has all the paint on it. I couldn't really find it, and I've been trying to look for it, and I totally forgot the name of it, but I know for sure it's in base game, and it's one of those special collectibles that comes when you unlock the career. And here you can see me adding some clutter or decorative items to the rest of the build, like some of the stuff from Get to Work. I think the Get to Work stuff worked really well, like the exit signs and the fire extinguishers and like the security cameras. I think they just helped add a better touch of realism to this build. You can also see me adding clutter to the rest of the building. I wish Sims had a better system for organizing their clutter, because I feel like, well, at least for me, I feel like I have to scroll forever to find the type of clutter I want, and there's like little specific items I love to add as clutter, but it's kind of hard to find specific items you want when you can only see maybe 2 or 3 rows at a time in the build and buy catalog. So here you can see me working on the next bedroom. This bedroom, I thought for like the storyline, I thought it would be like a teenager that came out of the closet and they decided to live on their own. But eventually I took it out because I destroyed like the bedrooms in the ground floor and I merged them with the second and third. And after this one, you see me working on what I think is my favorite room in the entire build. Not my favorite room, but my favorite bedroom in the entire build, which is like the college student. So this college student goes to Foxbury Institute, which is like the school that's more known for like their sciences and math majors. So I think I made this student like maybe a physics major, and you can see that with like all the posters that are hanging up. And I think this room is my favorite one because Discover University gave so many nice decorative items and things you can put in rooms to really showcase people's personalities. So you can see that with like the posters, the bulletin board, and the flags. I think it just added a really nice touch with the bedroom. So the next bedroom you're going to see me working on is the teacher's bedroom, and you can kind of tell here that I was very scatterbrained because I kept jumping from like room to room. So in the middle of doing like the teacher's bedroom, I started doing another bedroom, and then in the middle of starting another bedroom, I went to like the dining and kitchen area to add something, and then after that I went to like the exterior to add windows and like decorations. So I was just kind of all over the place here, but I also really liked the way the teacher's bedroom turned out. I really liked the feature of the bookshelf. I think that bookshelf that I added was really cute, and I think something a little funny that I kept in mind while doing the teacher's bedroom was like having a nice background for like if the teacher was doing like Zoom classes. Like with the pandemic, everyone's doing Zoom classes now, so I thought it'd be really nice to add like an element or like a touch of that that's shown through this build. I mean, it's not very obvious, but I just kept it in the back of my mind of like, what if this teacher was doing like a Zoom class and she had to have a nice background, so like I put that bookshelf there. I was actually a little surprised that I didn't add that much stuff from Discover University in the teacher's bedroom, because since Discover University came with the release of the teacher profession in the expansion pack, it didn't have that much stuff that hinted towards teachers and like the decorative items. So I think the only thing that I added that was from Discover University was, I think, the bookshelf and the apple clock that you see me place over the dresser, and I think that's pretty much it. It makes sense to me that Discover University was geared toward like student furniture and student stuff, but I just wish they added something for teachers or professors. And I think it's a little weird that they didn't just have the teacher career in base game and it had to come in an expansion pack, because I feel like career wise, I think teacher is one of those staple careers that should have been in the base game from the get-go. Same thing with things like doctor and I think lawyer. Doctor came with Get to Work, and I think lawyer came with City Living. So I think those three careers specifically were a little weird when they didn't come with the base game. So in this clip, you can see me working on the DJ's bedroom, and I thought the idea of having a DJ was really funny. I think it's my second favorite room that I've built, and I actually play tested this room because I was a little concerned as to whether or not the DJ booth was functional, and I actually play tested the whole building and everything should be functional. So this next bedroom you see is the political activist bedroom. I thought it'd make sense that their bedroom would be a little cluttered, so I put some of the boxes from Get to Work and some files and some letters from City Living, and I think all of these things really helped tie the bedroom together. So in this next bedroom that I'm doing, you can tell that I'm making a struggling writer. The room is a little barren and there's very minimal furniture in it, and I was thinking maybe they're probably not a very established writer yet, or maybe they've just moved into the building. So the bedroom that you see me working on right now is actually a bedroom that I end up deleting, but my idea for this bedroom was to make a gamer. So you see me setting up like a corner desk where I merged two desks together, and I made like this type of console where they have like a double screen monitor, and I thought it'd be really cool to have a gamer here because I don't think I have any other people living in this building that are like that. Something that I was having trouble with when I was placing the desks together was to try to get them to mesh well together, because I think you can tell when I'm recording this that even though the tables are the same swatches, there's like kind of a glitch effect to them where you can tell they're different tables. They don't really blend well together. So that was something I kind of struggled with while doing this room. Part of me was actually debating whether or not to delete or keep this room because I actually really liked how it turned out with all the posters and everything. So the room that you see me building right now is what I thought would be a demo room. However, later you see me delete the bedroom in its entirety. What I ended up doing here was that I added some of the furniture from Discover University that was supposed to be for dorms, and I put them in like a plain swatch, so all white. And I thought that this would be a good room to have for like if the landlord wasn't currently renting out that bedroom at the moment. It could be like a showcase room where they could show potential tenants this is how potential setup of their bedroom could be. So this next bedroom that I'm making is a musician. When I first placed all of the items in the bedroom that I wanted this individual to have, it was very cramped because I tried to put a lot of instruments there because it would make sense given their personality. So I put like the keyboard, the guitar, and the microphone. I was even thinking at one point to maybe even add a violin, but I decided that it wouldn't fit in the space. And you see me placing the microphone in a bit, but I end up taking it out later because the space was just too cramped. But overall, I do like how it turned out with all the colors. I think the bedsheet swatch and the swatch of the keyboard as well as the posters give off like this retro vibe that I really like. So this next bedroom that I'm making is what I thought would be maybe like an oceanographer or photographer. I'm leaning closer to photographer because I think if this was an oceanographer, they wouldn't be living in that space. So you see me hanging a lot of the photos of wildlife that we got from Island Living. So a lot of like the fish and the scuba diving stuff that you can get if you unlock the conservator career, I believe. I had a hard time placing them because they're also, like, some of them are horizontal and some of them are vertical, so I couldn't find a way to make them feel really cohesive. But what I end up doing later is I line them up all against the same wall and I put them above, like, the desk and the bed, and I size them down a bit, I think, in order to make, like, a scattered but clean kind of look. So this is the part where you see me starting to delete and replace some of the bedrooms because literally in the middle or like towards the end of the build, I decided to make the ground floor a communal space instead of adding bedrooms there. So I end up moving the game room to the bottom floor and I actually split them into two. So the entire ground floor is a communal space and the second and third floor are the bedrooms. So one of the harder things to do when I moved the game room to the ground floor was to make everything fit and look right in the same way that it did in the other floor. So what I did was I actually tried to split them into two different types of communal rooms. So I made one more of like a quiet area where they could do things like read and play ping pong and play chess. And the other room is dedicated to things like playing foosball and gaming and dancing. So that was where I put like the radio and stuff. But I think it was hard to work in that way where everything looked right. So you can see me arranging stuff and putting them back and forth and trying to like rotate things and trying to put stuff up against walls so they would look right. So now I'm working on the exterior of the build, so you can see me placing stuff like planters. I thought it'd be a really cute idea to have like a communal garden space, but in general I didn't change much of the exterior because I still did want to try to keep it as close to a renovation as I possibly could. Besides adding the communal garden space, I do add one more table and a few more chairs. I also added some lanterns, which either came from the debug menu of City Living or from Seasons, and I really liked the swatch that I chose with all the rainbow colors. Okay, so this is the end of the build. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!